it's been a long time. This is not Pluto. So I kind of wanted to do an update on what my life has been like, but we're gonna start with Pluto, who is currently in my bedroom napping. Back in February, I decided to retire Pluto early due to medical reasons. Okay. It's kind of a long story that I got into more over on Instagram, but essentially he was showing signs of pain in a very, very subtle way, to the point that when I took him to the vet, I was begging them just to trust me with my dog, because he was not showing the same signs at the vet. And he has been officially diagnosed with arthritis in his right shoulder. While theoretically I could continue working him without mobility, and he could just be my medical alert service dog. I have Winnie, as you guys know, and Winnie is almost fully trained. She has her medical alerts, the same that Pluto does, and she also assists me with my autism, and she knows all the tasks that Pluto knows without mobility. So it felt like I would just be unfair to him if I continued to ask him to work with knowing he has arthritis. And he has good days, he has bad days. You can definitely tell some days he gets a little bit more sore in the evening. We have a treatment plan for him, and he's doing very good. That being said, that being said, another part of my decision making to retire him early as a service dog was that he is also my first and primary sport dog. And if I am going to be managing him now, I don't want to be super dramatic, he's not in an immense amount of pain. He just sometimes comes up sore. So it's very manageable, it's very treatable. But if I was going to be managing him in some sort of pain and he could only do certain activities, I want them to be activities that he absolutely fucking loves. So disc, dock diving, swimming, just stuff like that. I want him to be able to go hiking and do sports. So service work, because I have Winnie, service work really isn't a priority with him. And if he, going back to spoon theory in humans, I'm kind of using spoon theory with him. If he only has so many spoons during a day, I'd rather they be spent doing disc or swimming or going hiking or stuff like that, rather than they all be spent on being a service dog when I have another perfectly good service dog. So Pluto's been early retired. He's been retired, that was early February, so it's been 2-ish months now. The adjustment's been really hard. I have to say, it hit me really hard the first month, and then it got a little bit better, and then it's been kind of coming in waves. Right now I'm starting to tear up a little bit thinking about it, because he has been by my side for the past 5 years, and he has been the most phenomenal service dog I could ever ask for. He has been literally perfect. He's been with me through so many different parts of my life. So it comes in waves when it hits me. There we go. So it comes in waves, but ultimately he's very happy. I don't think he really knows that he's retired, at all. But he's enjoying life. My mom takes him out a lot. He comes to pet friendly adventures with me. He does just as much as he did before. So that's the Pluto update. Moving into the Winnie update. Winnie is almost 2 years old. She's going to be 2 at the end of May. And she is damn near fully trained. I'm really just being so nitpicky with what I want to work on with her. She literally, the only thing that's holding me back from calling her fully trained is that if we're out with a friend who has a service dog, or just out at a pet friendly store with another dog, if they're walking in front of us, she gets a little pulley, which is weird because she doesn't want to greet the other dog. She's a very neutral dog. She doesn't want to greet the other dog. She just wants to walk beside them. So that's something we're working on. But other than that, she has all of the tasks that I want her to know. She has a really solid medical alert, which has been both natural and achieved through training. She has a really good autism response. Her other response tests are really good. Her retrievals are really nice. So I'm really just like, that's the only thing holding me back from calling her fully trained. And she's just a phenomenal service dog. She's done so much with me. She went from part-time to full-time when Pluto retired. She was around 20-ish months when that happened. And she's really taken into full-time work like really nicely. And she's also my novice A sport dog. She recently got her Rally Novice title. Hey, there you go. And I'm just obsessed with her. She is quite literally the most perfect dog I could ever ask for. So now that brings me to the elephant in the room. Fig, come here, come here. This is Figment. If you couldn't tell, he's gross. He's a baby. This is Figment. His registered name is Chase's Smoking Gun. He's from a local breeder, Sea Chase Labs, and he is my service dog in training as well as my show dog. So fun fact about him, I wasn't looking for a dog when I got him. Winnie is too small for mobility. So when Pluto retired, I was really missing a big part of my life that I like relied on him for. And Winnie, phenomenal service dog, absolutely perfect in every single way. She's too small for mobility, so I could not ethically train her to do the mobility tasks that I require from a service dog. So I had already put a deposit down with Figment's breeder last year because I was anticipating retiring Pluto around 8 years old and getting a mobility prospect when he was around 6 years old, which would put me at next year. So I already had a deposit down, and when Pluto early retired, I kind of moved up the timeline of, okay, maybe I'll get a prospect at the end of this year, early next year, depending on what the breeder's plans were for breeding. And I also wanted this dog to be my confirmation prospect because also he's drinking, so if you hear that. I very much am interested in the world of confirmation. I got not necessarily into it, but I got exposed to it when my sister started showing her Charlo Sweetly dog, Peeps, a couple years ago, and I went with her to a couple shows, and it really intrigued me. I really wanted to do it, and so I wanted my next lab to be a confirmation dog. So I went to Kentuckiana in the middle of March, which is a large cluster of dog shows. I was visiting a long-term client there who's also showing her dog. She was a virtual client, so we have never met before. So I went, Kentuckiana was like 3.5 hours away from me. So we went up there to meet her, watch her show. I had a couple other friends who were showing their dogs, so I was just like there for the day to watch. And I made the decision with my sister. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy a show lead to manifest my future show dog. Because I was like, within the next year, I want to have my future show dog, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy the show lead, and we're gonna manifest. So I bought a show lead on that Friday, which was March 13th. The following Thursday, Figment's breeder had kept him back as a potential stud dog that they would use, but they ultimately decided to place him in a show home or with another breeder who would show him. And I saw his ad, and fun fact, my friend Stella, who has Winnie's littermate, Elliot, who is matched with his handler, almost fully trained, will be going home this year. She has another program dog from Figment's breeder. Her name is Ramona. She's really sweet. She's a super cool dog. But I introduced her to the breeder. She got Ramona. And anyways, I sent Figment's ad to my friend Stella. And I was like, oh my god, this dog is perfect. I want him so bad. I can't afford another dog right now. And she was like, you should message his breeder, because she has experience with this breeder, and she was like, he's really nice, like you should message him, like reach out, see if he can do like a trial period, payment plans, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I messaged his breeder. His name is Jace. He's very, very kind. And I went into the conversation with 3 things that I was like, okay, if he says no to any of these 3 things, I'm not getting this dog. First thing was, can you do a co-own? Because I personally, like, I don't think I'd want my first compo dog to not be a co-own, because like I want a mentor in the breed. I want someone who can help me with conformation and stuff like that. So can you do a co-own? He said yes. I was like, okay. Can we do a trial period to make sure that he fits into my household? He said yes. Okay. Can we do payment plans? Because I'm not broke. I have income. I'm not broke. But like I can't afford like just buying a dog on a whim one day. So can we do payment plans? Because I wasn't anticipating bringing another dog home right now. And he said yes. So I was like, okay, he's perfect. So 4 days later, I met him at a confirmation class, which was like halfway in between where we live. He lives like 2 hours away from me. And we met at this confirmation class. I did the first handling class with him. It went horribly because he saw his breeder and he just like, that's the guy he's known his entire life. And he saw his breeder and he was like, I just want to be my breeder. I don't know you. And I was like, okay. But we did our first handling class. It went really well. That night he came home with me, and that was actually exactly 3 weeks ago. Hi, honey. And on the second day, I kind of realized like this guy's perfect. Like he's not going anywhere. But I didn't tell his breeder until like a week and a half later. I was like, yeah, I'm keeping him. I love him. I don't know if you like could tell or not, but like I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with this dog. And my breeder was like, actually, yeah, no, I couldn't tell. I really thought it was up there. I was like, no, he's perfect. Like I decided on day 2, like he's mine. But I did like a long-term evaluation over the course of like a couple days to see if he would be suited for service work, and he is, which of course like things could change as he matures, but right now he is a service dog in training in hopes to take over as a mobility dog once he is old enough to get health clearances and stuff. But right now he's just a mushy guy learning how to do things, and his name from his breeder was Sig, S-I-G, and I wanted to change it to something that like fit my theme, which was the Disney theme. So I changed it to Fig or Figment, which is the little purple dragon from Epcot, and Epcot is my favorite park, so I thought it was very fitting. So I call him Fig, Figment, Figgy, and he's just my little boy. He's my little guy. We have our first confirmation show this weekend, actually, and there's only 5 labs entered, so it shouldn't be too intimidating. But it's our first time showing together. We've gone to a couple handling classes since the first one, and we have another one on Wednesday, so 2 days. And yeah, I'm kind of like really fucking obsessed with that. Are you tired? Are you tired, baby? But yeah, that's life update. Also, another update, I got a new car, so I can fit 3 Rufflins in it. So I can now fit all 3 of my dogs in my car. So yeah, Figment is my new service dog in training, and likely when he gets fully trained, when he will like turn into her original purpose of a backup service dog. Right now she is my full-time service dog, but when he gets fully trained, Winnie will likely become like a backup service dog, which was kind of her intention when I first got her. She was supposed to like fill in for Pluto on days where he needed a break, and now she'll be full-time until Figment's fully trained, and then Figment will be like my full-time service dog, because I do just need mobility. Hi! And hopefully, fingers crossed, he passes all health testing, and also it's very hard to finish a lab as an owner handler, but I do hope to finish his champion. And yeah, maybe he'll be bred one day, who knows. But that's my life update. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Are you tired? But bye. I'm gonna see if I can vlog our show this weekend, because I think that would be really fun. It'll probably be shorter, but we'll see how that goes. So bye.